There.
Oh,
1 minute until showtime.
hello, everybody. Welcome.
Wow, it's like everyone's trying to interrupt you. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And we're just welcoming everybody to our live pre-show video here on Computer America. It's Wednesday. Mike Cermak's going to be with us here for the first hour, and you can see him doing his thing.
Trying to get the camera to stay put.
Yeah. Listen, I have the same problem with our dog. You know.
Now, Mike, you're gonna get a message on your phone.
Okay.
And it's gonna say just simply, never mind.
Oh, I get those messages all the time.
Okay. Because like I was trying to call you, and then I saw you popped up in Google Hangouts, and like right after the tone, I saw you pop up, and I was like, never mind, and I hung
You
up.
gotta come up with something more creative than that.
10 seconds.
Next time.
Yeah, come up with something interesting. I gotta get into the chat room here.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live, it's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello, and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And it is Wednesday, or as our friends to say, Hump Day.
Hump Day.
Hump Day, yes, exactly. He just had something about that. I don't know what it was. He always wanted me to say it, and
I think many people in the corporate world look forward to Hump Day.
Yeah, because it means you're halfway through the week. You know,
and everything else is just downhill.
Yeah, over the hump, you know. Well, so anyhow, we have a great show planned for you tonight in hour 2. We're going to have computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. And of course, in the first hour, we're going to have techguy.org. Mike Cermak is here with us to talk about anything, really. But one of the things that we're going to be talking about is that, I don't know if you know, but Mike is on the list, on the who's list over at Tesla. Because not only does he have one on order, but he got invited to the Tesla.
Wait, Tesla the car?
The car, yeah.
Yes.
He got invited.
Fancy.
And he got invited, and he got a personal invitation to this, and so we're going to be hearing about that tonight. I'm very interested to hear what he had to do to get invited, and
I don't know if we can discuss that on the radio.
And if he behaved himself, as you can see, and so we're gonna and if he after that visit if he canceled his order for the car, so all that's gonna come up. We'll find out exactly what happened with him, and we'll do that shortly. Just a quick note: Friday we're going to be talking about the net neutrality, and we're going to have the MediaFreedom.org is going to be on with here. Michael Wendy is the president of, and we're going to be talking about net neutrality and the FCC and how it's going to affect you, the users of the internet. My understanding is that this is a topic that's near and dear to our other co-host. Actually, he's on right now. He's our webmeister, Aaron Crossman, who is Ben's brother. And he is wanted to know if he could.
Thanks, Dad. That makes us feel special.
I know, and we've invited him to be on the show to talk to him. So that's going to be an interesting program, and we just confirmed that. So Aaron will be joining us. Ben will be here, and Aaron will be here, and we're going to be talking about net neutrality in the first hour of the show. So that's something else that we're looking forward to. Anything else you want to mention before we get started in this hour, Ben?
No, I'm pretty good.
Okay, I really do like that beard ski you're wearing. All right.
Thank you.
Mike's
Beard? Is that what you said?
no.
Beard ski. It's you'll hear about it in the first half hour. Right.
Oh boy.
Yes. Mike Cermak is the owner-operator of TechGuide.org. That's a website dedicated to helping others with their computer problems and answering their questions, you see? Now, if you're looking for free technical support, TechGuide.org is the right place for you to visit. Okay? It's been around since 1996, and Mike's site is run completely by volunteers and paid for completely by donations and sponsors. And Mike is also one of our Computer America correspondents who appears here on every first Wednesday of the month. Mike, welcome into Computer America. How the heck are you?
I'm doing great, fellas. How are you guys doing?
So,
Doing good.
yeah, we're doing
Did you have a
great.
good Halloween?
Yeah, it was very scary.
Was it? Do you have lots of scary trick-or-treaters where you are?
Yeah. Oh,
You know, I only had like 2 groups, and none were scary.
that was 2 more than we had here.
I was telling Craig earlier that my son wants to continue to wear his costume. He was very upset whenever we took down the Halloween decorations. He actually cried. Yeah. Yeah. So he asked if he could wear his costume for Christmas.
And you said?
Yes, of course. How can you say no to a 3-year-old who's crying about wearing a costume? Of course.
No, you can't wear that costume.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You've been telling this all year long. I don't care.
Forget that. We'll wear it out Sunday. We'll make a thing of it.
I don't know why this just came to me, but I just remember my Halloween costume when I was a little kid. Yeah, and
Did they have Halloween back then?
yeah, they had Halloween back. Yes, exactly. But yeah,
They did, but I think back then you got hung for a witch if you actually practiced it.
no,
Oh.
my Halloween costume was a Superman outfit.
I've actually heard of Superman. I thought you were going to have some
No.
very...
I had the little cape and everything, and so I remember that.
Aw, and look how he's grown up.
This had to be 1950 Superman though. So it was like like the red underwear and like the spandex suit. Like it wasn't like today's Superman.
Wearing that just the other day.
Oh yeah.
And he was using a webcam, evidently, that I don't know about.
Yes, we're back on Tesla already.
Speaking of which, by the way, if you have a comment or question or suggestion and want to join in on the party, we certainly welcome you. Give us a call at 347-884-8881. That's 347-884-8881. I'll get you on and get you through. Email is live, Live, at computeramerica.com. You can also join us in a live interactive IRC chat room from our homepage at computeramerica.com. You'll see right this is interact with the show right in the middle of the homepage, or from the pull-down menu. You'll click the chat and live video selection. It'll take you to our split screen there. On the left is the live IRC chat room. It'll ask you for a nickname. That's the name you'll be known by when you go in there. It asks for a captcha code, which is usually a number or a couple of words. That just verifies that you're a live human being and not a robot. Click the connect button, and your browser will move you into the chat room. We also have a button there for IRC clients. We provide a number of them on our free software page. That's where you'll go if you click that button. And depending upon the platform and the browser you're using, there are little plugins, and so it just formats a chat room to be more visually pleasing. Puts it in its own window. The text is formatted in a more easily. It's a nicer user interface, basically, is what it is. But you don't need to do that. It's completely optional. But we just put it there. And of course, sharing that same page is our live Computer America video streaming page, which we're so proud of. And you can watch myself. You can see Ben with his dogs in the background. You can also see our guest of the evening. And tonight, of course, it's Mike Cermak. And it looks like you have a mixer in the background of some sort, which is intriguing. Mixer of some sort. It looks like a big mixer of some sort.
Maybe it's a reflection off the TV.
No. They have like a mixer to your. Keep going.
Oh, an audio mixer.
Yeah, it's an.
Hey, I do have an audio mixer.
You see, you can't get anything by me.
I didn't realize the resolution was good enough to be able to identify that. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of that is available here, and you can kind of interact with us and have a lot of fun. Speaking of webcams, just tonight I hooked up. D-Link is going to be on the show in the upcoming weeks ahead,
I love D-Link.
Yeah, well, D-Link.
100% honest, I really do. It's one of my favorite home routers.
Well, there you go. Well, they also make video cameras too, and I've got two of them. They sent me two different models, and they're going to send a third different model. And I spent part of the day hooking them up, and very nice. Very one of them has high definition video resolution with a microphone built in. One's designed for the outdoors. The other one has a pan and tilt and zoom.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's kind
I
of
could use that to watch my son.
Yeah, you could. They actually have a model just for babies. A baby model too. Yeah, they have that too with the camera, with the sound and the video. I think that it's pink though. They may have a blue one, but it's a baby monitor. But they do have them, and I set them up around the house to try them. You can also use your smartphone, like your iPhone, for example, to control the cameras at the same time while they're on your computer too. So you can do that too. Just a very, very nice setup, and as I said, spent a couple hours playing with them, and they are very nice, and they'll be on the show in the upcoming weeks ahead.
They do have a blue one, by the way. I'm looking at it.
Okay, good. Yeah, so they have those. So,
and yellow.
Anyway, that's how you contact us. We'd love to hear from you, and we're going to kind of get started here. So,
yeah,
did you do a contest for us tonight for this show, or did you? You've been doing...
yes, I do. I do have a contest ready for you guys. I'm so happy you asked.
Yeah. Okay, so probably toward the end of the show we'll do the little contest.
You got it closer to the end of the hour here. I've got the 7-question. I don't know. We need to come up with a name for that quiz. The Computer America, something quiz. We'll have to work on that.
The host quiz or something. We'll have to
the chat room will have to come up with a creative title. The Ben always wins quiz or something like that.
Ben always wins.
I mean, we'll work on it. Yeah, it's a working title. So, and my quiz today will actually be on the topic of electric cars and Tesla specifically.
Oh, Ben's definitely going to win that one because.
Is that right, Ben? Are you an expert in electric cars?
Not an expert, but I do like renewable energy and fuel cells in cars and electric cars and things like that. So definitely better in my wheelhouse than it is in Craig's.
I think Craig still calls them horseless carriages.
Well, no, yes. Ben was a little kid. He had these little electric cars with them, and he would play with them. So he's had a lot of experience with electric cars.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Ben. They're awesome for so many reasons, and like you said, the environmental impact is a huge thing, and that's something I can get on a whole nother tangent on. Well, but the flexibility, Craig's like, well, go for it. But it's technology related.
How did you get invited to Tesla to view the facilities there? That's what
Well, the primary reason is they don't give out public tours to it, but if you own a Tesla or if you have a reservation, if you've put your deposit down to buy one, then you can get on the list to be able to get a tour.
Now,
so the answer is I gave them a lot of money.
Yeah.
That seems to let you do a lot of things that most people can't do.
It's funny how that works in real life.
Yeah, it does.
I should have lied and pretended to be special, but the honest answer is I gave them a lot of money.
Well, you are special to us, right? So
I told them I know Craig Crossman.
That would get you a phone call.
They
slammed the door in your face and you said, no, kidding.
They said, oh, you know Craig. Well, if you bring us a check, then
exactly. We'll double the fee and then you'll let you in. Exactly.
Yeah, so that's what happened, and so their factory is in Fremont, California, just outside of San Francisco. And I was out on the West Coast for other things, and made that part of my duty there.
Did you fly out there? Because I know you're a pilot. Did you fly?
Yeah, I flew commercially though, Virgin America. I didn't take my little plane out there. It'll take a while to take my little 4-seater single-engine Cessna out there. Not that I wouldn't want to do it one day. I think that would be a fun adventure to do one day. I would be willing to go, but it would just take so long. It's a 5-hour flight on Virgin America, and it would have been a 5-day journey going around weather, and it would have been more fun, but it would have cost a lot more too. The cost of gas versus the cost of the ticket, actually. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I had to ask. Anyway, so you got out there, and did they send a limo to pick you up and everything?
No, they sent a Tesla. No, I wish they had. That would have been the most appropriate. No, we drove there, and the factory is gigantic. I mean, it was built by GM, and Toyota used it for a period of time, and then when they went through all their financial restructuring, I think it cost $1 point some billion to build this giant factory. And then Tesla bought it for pennies on the dollar. I think it was something like $50 million they paid for this factory, and it's gigantic. It's 5 million square feet.
That's big.
Yeah, think about that for a minute. I mean, it's 5 million square feet. That is gigantic.
That's bigger than your local Costco or Walmart.
Yeah, it really is. It's a lot bigger than your. I wonder what the average size of Walmart. So we were across the highway from this thing, trying to take a picture of it, and couldn't get it within 4 frames. I mean, it's.
You had to use the panoramic feature on your phone.
So Walmart supercenters range from 70,000 to 200,000 square feet, just to give you an idea.
How big is this again?
5 million square feet.
5 million square feet. That's. I don't think I've ever been in a building that's 5.
No, it's incomprehensible to be in there. So if your average Walmart will say 150,000, so this is how many times bigger? Who's good at math? 10 times? No. Yeah.
Well, that'd be like 10.
Yeah, 10 times.
That'd be like 33 times bigger.
It's big is the point. It's really freaking big.
Yeah.
And,
bigger than a football stadium or baseball stadium.
much bigger. You could fit several of them in there. I was overwhelmed by the size of it.
I'm trying to imagine a structurally, even in New York. I don't think no.
Well, I mean, the buildings like those are kind of reserved for car manufacturing plants and Amazon distribution centers and like Walmart they're buildings onto themselves, and they're massive structures and impressive in their own right. Just people don't see them.
I don't even think the Amazon distribution centers are that big.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah.
Some of them are. It looks like, I'm looking that up right now, it looks like the largest one I'm finding is 700,000 square feet. But of course, the thing is, there's many different Amazon distribution centers, whereas there's just one Tesla plant. But so it's,
Amazon can't make good cars. So
it's gigantic. Well, and which is another advantage of of Tesla and of electric cars like this, is that they're American made. They're actually made in California, all assembled there, and in that giant facility they do everything there. They have a stamping facility where they actually stamp out all the metal and aluminum and all the parts. They don't just assemble it there. They actually produce it. Wow. Yeah, they get the rolls of aluminum imported there, and they have these gigantic rolls, and they just unwind them and put them through the machine and start stamping them, as opposed to a lot of places that just assemble.
On the boxes of those giant aluminum rolls, does it say Reynolds?
I didn't look that closely. Maybe it's recycled. Who knows?
Right.
And then they have a plastics plant in the facility where they do their own plastics, and they just do and they design their own computer boards for most of the electronics. So I think most of that's actually built outside though. But they just try to do so much in-house, and I was really impressed by that. It was a cool facility.
Did you get to meet the Tesla creator? What's his name?
Elon Musk? No, I didn't see him. I was looking around, but I didn't see him.
Okay. So,
I hear sometimes he can be found walking the halls, but I mean, like, you don't really schedule to see him. He just kind of pops up randomly.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. I saw him speak once at TED, and he's an amazing guy.
Wanders the halls, with the little chain. Exactly.
Well, and for those who don't know, Elon's got quite a. I mean, he's a busy guy. In addition to having like 4 kids, something like that, he's running Tesla. He's running SpaceX, which has these billion-dollar contracts with NASA. But I'm happy to report, not the one that just blew up. That was their competitors. And he, of course, was one of the co-founders of PayPal. That's where he kind of really got his big start. And now he's trying to save the world, and he's basically said that. He says he's trying to get us onto renewable energy using Tesla, and trying to get the man onto more than one planet with SpaceX, so that we're a multi-planet species. So if something happens here, he's trying to save the human species. That's what it comes down to.
You're a family man. How do you do that? How do you?
I have no idea. I have one son and a couple little businesses, and I don't have enough time to eat food. I barely had dinner tonight. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Maybe he has an assistant.
I bet he has a couple of assistants. But even so, just the brain power to be on top of that kind of level of, to be the top of your industry in so many industries, or in the case of Tesla, practically inventing a new industry. I mean, it's electric car company. Who's your competitor? The Nissan Leaf is the only real, electric car out there, and that's a 100-mile range, and anyhow, it's just a different world. They're really.
I wonder when the last time was that he took a vacation.
That's a good question. I wonder.
Yeah, I mean, can you you can overextend yourself too, and just have a breakdown.
I don't think many people need to worry about the mental health of Elon Musk. He seems very competent, and I'm sure, if he wanted to say, "I'm taking 2 weeks, fellas, hold down the fort," he could probably do that.
Yes,
I bet. Yeah, I'll bet he does. I'll bet he. I mean, boy, you would have to, or you would get so burnt out running that kind of.
I would think so. My goodness. I mean,
And he's involved in Solar City as well, which I think his brother or brother-in-law runs.
there's not enough hours in the day. I mean,
I don't know how he does it. I really don't.
anyway, he wasn't there to greet you, but
No.
So, how many people were in your group?
6.
Was that typical? They can't usually.
I think so. I don't think they do very big groups because, like I said, they don't do public tours just yet. So I think that's probably typical, and I think they only do it a couple of times, a week. I don't think it's a very common.
How long did you have to wait for your invitation, and how long? I mean, how?
I planned ahead. The way it worked out is I knew I was going to the West Coast during a particular week, and emailed the contact I have over there at Tesla and said, "Hey, hint, hint, I'll be over there." And I'm in Pennsylvania, for the listeners who don't know. It's not like I'm going up and down the 101 every day. So it was kind of an unusual thing. And so it was several months in advance that I had planned. I'm not saying that was necessary, but I wanted to give myself the best chance as possible.
Right. So you get there, you arrive there, you drive yourself up to the plant, and
sure do.
And the guard checked your ID and everything, and just
they had valet parking.
They had valet parking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was good because, as it turns out, in a 5 million square foot facility, there's a lot of employees, each of whom are driving their own cars. So as big as the plant was, they had these giant parking lots. You think parking at Walmart is bad, and you just couldn't get anywhere near the place. So valet parking was very welcomed.
Do they have handicap parking there? I mean,
I'm sure that they did. I didn't look for it, but I'm sure they did. And someone in the chat room asked if they had EV parking, electric vehicles where you could charge, and I'm sure that they did. I didn't look for it, but I'm sure that was available. Well, I know they did have superchargers there. I did see those. For those who don't know, Tesla has free superchargers. If you have a Tesla car, you get energy free through them, through these chargers.
Could you charge your iPhone while you're there too?
I should have tried to connect the supercharger to the iPhone, see what would happen. Huh?
It would have popped. You could have just been holding it.
Hey, but it's free. What the heck?
What could go wrong?
Wrong. But you get there now. Did they have like little, shuttles? Did they have little bus shuttles?
Yeah, they did. Yep, it was a little tram, I think is what they called it.
Were those electric?
Yes. I'm not 100% sure of that. I think it was. It had to have been. The other thing that I noticed, though, when we were going around is that the main form of transportation within the factory for the employees is bicycles. So we must have seen, 100 bicycles of, employees zipping back and forth, and some of them had 3-wheel bicycles with this big toolbox on the back, and so that was their main form of transportation within the factory.
Any segways?
I didn't see any segways.
Really? Okay, I'm surprised because you would think that would kind of fit in too.
Yeah, you're right. I hadn't even considered that. But
so are there like tram lanes and bicycle lanes?
No, we were going within the same traffic and had a couple of close calls, as a matter of fact. Our tram driver, I'm not sure that he had a lot of experience, to be honest. He came around a corner or two a little faster than I would have, and there was someone else coming the other direction. And maybe that's just the way he operates. I don't know, but it was. But no, there were not separate lanes. We were definitely within the traffic.
Maybe they let him practice with the visiting people like yourself, rather than...
Yeah, maybe that's it. Well, maybe they were just trying to test some new safety features for the upcoming vehicles.
Well, we've killed 23 minutes and we haven't even gotten to the tour yet, so let's see if we can get to what happens. So you go in and they give you an ID card or something.
Yep, you had a red badge you had to wear around your neck, and you're not allowed to bring any cameras or video or anything else in there.
Oh, you're not?
Oh, no, nothing. And I have to sign a non-disclosure agreement saying I won't tell Craig Crossman anything about it.
Well, we know what happened there.
Well, and the thing is, if people are actually interested in the factory, and you should be, it's amazing. There was a special done by National Geographic, actually. I don't know why National Geographic, but they did a special about the Tesla factory. You can look it up. It's on YouTube, about 45 minutes long, and it's amazing. And that's basically what I saw. So I don't think I'm telling you anything that isn't public knowledge. Or I wouldn't be telling you anyway. But so it's all on there, and it's beautiful, and so it was amazing. So we went on the tram. They showed us the different models of Teslas over the years. The very beginning sample cars, including the vehicle that was in Iron Man. You know,
That's right. They had a Tesla in the. That was Iron Man. Was the Iron Man 3 he had it?
I don't remember. No, I think it was. I think it might have been one. Or I don't remember, Craig. You know me and movies.
Wait,
You're lucky I remember the title.
Tony Stark had a Tesla car?
Yes, he did.
That
Yeah,
was
he had
number one.
a Roadster. Yep.
Yeah.
So Tesla's vehicles, many people may know, goes from the Tesla Roadster was their first one, which was built on the Lotus Elise platform.
Yeah.
And they stopped manufacturing those. The one they produce right now is called the Model S, and S is for sedan. That's their family car. They're 5-seater or 7-seater, depending on how you get it configured.
But you have something else ordered. You have the one with the
I have ordered the Model X, which is for crossover.
Oh,
So it's like a small SUV.
Family man, you family man.
I am. Yeah, with the 3-year-old over there and all the gear to move, and sometimes we have grandparents or cousins or whoever coming with us. It's nice to have the extra seats. And the other thing I was excited about is 4-wheel drive. I live kind of up on a hill, and here in Pennsylvania we get snow, and the 4-wheel drive comes in handy. So that's the other advantage of it. Now, since then, I ordered my Model X in 2012 when they first announced them, February of 2012. And they said then they were going to be coming out in 2013. The end of 2013 is when they were going to start producing them. I have reservation number 114, I think.
Wow.
So I went pretty early. I was in the day that it was announced. I signed up for it.
Have you ever gotten people to offer and say, hey, to buy your reservation,
There's been some discussion about that topic, not mine specifically, but because officially you can't do that. You can't send your reservation number. Right, it's not transferable, which you can understand why that would be the case. Otherwise, people would just sign up for it in order to resell it, and you'd have ticket scalpers like you do when you try to go to a concert. So they don't allow you to do that. I mean, technically, there have been people, I believe, who have gotten reservations early for a Model S and then bought the Model S and then sold it the next week. So in essence, that's what they were doing, but they have to, sign up for that big loan or pump out that money first in order to do it. I think that has been done. But what I was saying about the Model X is it was announced in 2012. It was supposed to start being built at the end of 2013. Now we are here at the end of 2014. I still don't have my car. The most recent announcement before today was that it was supposed to come out in spring of 2015. And then just this afternoon, just before we went on the air, Tesla had their big third quarter meeting and announced that the Model X has been pushed back again, and it's not going to be until third quarter of 2015.
Why?
And I can't even tell you how disappointed I am. I mean, it's just another 3 months, but I've been waiting like 3.5 years.
You should have taken the opportunity while you were there to say, "Don't do that anymore."
I know, right? It's like, and they're using this thing, the same line they always use it. They want to make sure it's perfect before they release it. And they'd rather wait a little longer and have it perfect than release a product that isn't ready.
But I mean, isn't standing in the middle of that 5 million square foot factory and saying, stop pushing it back, kind of just like exemplifying, it's a huge production. If they have to push it back, they do.
Yeah, it is. And I saw their main assembly line while we were on the tour, which was amazing, and run mostly by robots, by the way. That was really phenomenal. I mean, they have I forget how many thousands of employees there, but it's amazing how automated it is. It's very, very modern. But
Jonathan in chat room says one lucky listener of the Computer America Show will win a Tesla car. I don't think so. No.
I think you should work on that. I think that's a good deal.
You draw the line at a mouse, or two. And that's it.
Well, maybe you could get you should get a little Matchbox car, Craig, and
we could do that.
You hold it up to the webcam. People won't realize. That it's just
Put your fingers around it might tip them off.
Oh yeah, well maybe. I don't know how smart the listeners are. Maybe they.
No, we love our listeners. We don't never denigrate.
Oh, my bad. Maybe I'm just the one that does that. I denigrate myself as well.
So you're in the factory. You're seeing.
Yeah. And we saw the Model X line being built, the second assembly line, where they're presumably going to have the Model X being built coming out of there.
Yelling point and said, "That's mine."
Yeah, right. Exactly. Hurry up, get to work. Break is over. Yeah, no, it didn't work out so well, and so it's frustrating. And so the Model X is the crossover, and it's most notable. People usually recognize it by the Falcon wing doors. The two back doors look like what did they used to call them back on like DeLorean? Gullwing, right? Like a gullwing door, right? The Falcon wing door is different because it has an extra hinge in it, so it doesn't go as wide, so you can actually, park next to another car and still get out of your car.
Yeah, because otherwise, because the modern parking spaces, if your door goes out and you can't get out of your car, that's not a thing. So the Falcon doors, actually, you can be right next to a car, and it'll just go up almost like vertically, so you don't really bump it into it. So you got to see that. Continue on, because I want to hear what you experienced. Although we got less than about a minute, so
no worries. Well, and I've got lots more to talk about then later too, about Tesla in general. But yeah, and so we got to see where the assembly line's being built there. We what else can I tell you about on it? It was just amazing. It was overwhelming to see how much technology was in there and how much automation and how well planned everything seemed to be.
It's lived up to your expectations, and obviously
it had high expectations, and it did live up to them.
Yes, exactly. All right, listen, we're at the bottom of the hour. We're gonna take a little break here. Mike Cermak is here with us, techguy.org. We're talking about his visit to the Tesla factory to actually see 1 million square feet. That's a big building. We've got a news test bulletin review from Marty Winston coming up. And also, I got a question that we got sent in from a listener, which we're going to see if we can have Mike help us on the answer to it. This is the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, the Boost Radio Network, and the IRN Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, have you heard about the No Hair Removal device that's sweeping the globe? If you want to go weeks without shaving and get smooth, professional quality results, here's our favorite host, Cheryl, for No Hair Removal.
Thanks. Hey gals, I love talking about you can take with you and use almost or on the road. No more expensive in-office treatments, painful waxing, and no more wasting your valuable time. Got unwanted facial hair? No has patented Thermocon technology that works on all hair and skin colors, so it's perfect for using on all body parts. And now you can take advantage of this incredible risk-free trial. Get the No, the facial kit, a travel case, and a $100 discount shopping card, and you don't risk a penny to try it. Try the incredible No Hair completely risk-free. Call 1-800-953-5415. That's 800-953-5415. 800-953-5415.
Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. You have important meetings to schedule. Your company's getting ready for its IPO, and you're in charge of the PTA fundraiser this month. So how do you coordinate everyone to be available at the same time? Are you still using emails, phone calls, even text messages to schedule meetings with a group of people? How's that working out for you? Not so great, huh? It's a fact that every day, millions of people suffer from scheduling headaches. Well, with Doodle, scheduling meetings with a group of people is quick and easy. With Doodle, you can easily propose available times to each member. Each one checks off the times that they're available, and then you simply pick the time that works best for the group, all in an easy-to-read display that integrates with your existing calendar. Nothing could be more simple. Give Doodle a try for free, and like millions of Doodle users, you'll truly see how easy it is to find the perfect date and time for all your meetings. That's www.doodle.com.
Hey, it's Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time it's, Beardski. With a scarf around your neck, a mask or another scarf covering your face, and something else warm over your ears, you could be toting a ton of togs just to keep the cold of winter away from your face. We got a Beardski, a fun alternative mask and then some that wraps around your head, Velcro at the back, covers your ears, your nose, a hole for nostrils, your mouth, a mesh cover, under your chin, and down your chest. It looks like a costume beard, but nobody's going to ridicule you when you're toasty and they're fighting frostbite. The polyester and rubber thermal fleece is washable, non-flammable, and water-resistant. Bottom line, wearing a Beardski may look silly, but when one piece can keep so many parts of you warm, you could be sillier not to wear one. This is Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America.
Thank you, Murray Winston, for that again. And by the way, I actually went and checked it out. And if you've ever seen, an old-time prospector or, an old-time mountain man with like the big fuzzy white beard that goes all the way down to his belly, it's that kind of beard ski is that kind of, thing. It's not like a little adorable beard. It's a big old Muppet thing.
I've seen them around town here. People actually not beard skis, but guys with these real beards. I don't know if it's an area.
I bet you it keeps them warm.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But welcome back to the Computer America Show. 33 minutes past the hour. Mike Cermak is here with us, and we are talking about his trip to Tesla, and concerning your tour. I can imagine that the production floor was amazing, and the tour in general. Two quick questions. First one, did you see the patents up on the wall?
I did not see the patents on the wall. They were definitely missing.
Really?
Yep.
Weird. Okay, and number two.
I think that they took them down. I think that was an intentional thing. Whenever they made the patents official, I think that didn't they do some sort of event where they actually took them down off the wall? I didn't even think to look for them, but I did not see them.
I thought that they put them up on the wall because they let everyone see them because Tesla, Elon Musk, as kind of believes in the free use of ideas, and like even though he owns the patents, he lets other companies use them for free, because he doesn't believe that anyone has the right to own an idea.
Does he believe in open source?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure his stuff isn't open source for hacking reasons and things like that, but. Just in the free exchange of ideas, I believe Elon Musk is very in favor of that. And the second question on your tour, I know there were 6 of you, and it might have been a little, laborsome or maybe even kind of, like waiting for a ride. But did you get to drive any of the cars?
I did not on this tour, but I have driven a Model S before. I actually got a test drive, I don't know, about a year or so ago when I was on another trip, and it is a lot of fun. The instant torque at whatever speed, just because not because it's a Tesla necessarily, but because it's electric, and the lack of having to go through a drivetrain or transmission or anything else, it's just instant, efficient torque. No matter how fast you're going, it's just it blows you away. It's unreal, and the silence is just kind of eerie while you're doing it. I like that a lot.
Did they
a link, by the way, to your first question about the patent wall. I did not see this sign either, but in the chat room I posted a link to where their patent wall was, and then a sign that they had put up after they released them to the public. And so I suspect that there's something else there now, because I definitely didn't see the evil "all your base belong to us" guy now. Yeah. But anyhow, and for those who don't know, the example that Elon Musk used about the patents was that we're all in this together, and that global warming is really a thing, whether or not you believe it, and that even if you don't believe that, obviously smog is a thing, and we want to reduce on that. But anyhow, and he said that if we're all in a ship that's going down, and we've invented a better bucket for bailing water, we should share that design with everyone else. And so anyhow, I think he's an amazing guy. That's kind of our theme tonight.
So you were not disappointed. Obviously, you were. If not, it makes you even anticipate your car even more.
Absolutely, but I was so disappointed tonight with the announcement of the third quarter delay. Just another delay, and it just the thing that worries me the most is they're going to keep delaying it. So now I'm on the fence about whether I just want to buy a Model S now, and because they actually have dual drive, 4-wheel drive Model S's available now.
The gull-wing doors are so nice. Again,
they are so cool. They are so cool. And I like having the extra space. I have an SUV now. I don't want to downsize that much.
Just wait. Use what you have now.
Yeah,
you'll be happy that you did. You'll be happy.
It's from what I've heard about Tesla cars, the aftermarket, not the aftermarket, the resale, like people don't put their old Teslas up for sale. Like they keep them until they, either they crash them and they blow up, or they, or they run them into the ground. Like no, there really is no market out there for used Teslas.
You're exactly right. I was looking for that actually just this evening after they delayed my Model X again. I was like, well, maybe I'll just get a used Model S in the meantime, And so I was looking online at Auto Trader and eBay and Cars.com and all of these. And you're exactly right. There's very few for sale. I mean, there's 20 or 30 of them nationwide, and they're all at the price of a new one.
Well, yeah, there's 20 or 30 of that that's only available.
Yeah. Well, and and I think a lot of the people who are buying the used ones are thinking, well, rather than wait a couple months for a new one, I'll just buy this one right now. Or maybe it's a couple thousand less than a new one, but not much. And if you buy a new one, there's a $7,500 tax rebate, federal tax rebate. Right. So I mean, it's hard to you don't get that with a used one.
You're gonna give them too much, because you'll wait, and then 3 months later it'll come out, and you go, why didn't I wait? You don't want.
That's exactly what will happen. But on the other hand, if I do wait, then next year they're going to say, well, it'll be another year.
No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. No.
I don't know. They've been doing it a couple times. I said that a number of times, and they keep proving me wrong.
There was a story that came out like a year ago of a guy who was driving it in, like he had his over in Europe, and he was driving it, and like something happened. It might have like it definitely wasn't user error. Something wrong with the car. It kind of spazzed out, and it lost control of the car, sped off the side of the road, hit a tree, and the car battery actually got struck in such a way that it actually caught on fire, and he had to get out of the Tesla car real quick, and it burned right in front of him. But I mean, and then they asked him, it's like, would you ever buy a Tesla car again? And like, if this was like a Honda or a Ford or what have you, people would say, oh, I'm never touching that again. But this guy's like, I already have one on pre-order. I want another one. This thing is the best car I've ever had.
Well, and they got some press about a year or two ago for a couple of fires. There were 3 U.S. One was Mexico, and 2 were U.S. fires. And the issue with the 2 in the U.S. were that they ran over some debris on the road. In one case, it was a hitch from a tow hitch, and it hit it in such a way that the bumper kind of swung it up, and anyhow, with physics and whatever you call it, it pushed it up into the battery pack. And the way it reacts is it can detect that. It can detect that something happened and the battery pack's damaged, and it lit up and warned him and said, pull over because it's not safe. And so he pulled over, and about 10 minutes later there was a little bit of fire. And then the problem that actually happened is the fire company opened up the battery, which is what you're not supposed to do, and poured water into it, which you're not supposed to do, and other issues. But that's a whole other thing. And then the other one was, I think, was in Mexico. Was a guy who was going like 150 miles an hour and went through a concrete wall and split the thing up. And in all cases, they all walked away. And it was like, you shouldn't have lived through that one.
Yeah. Wow, that is amazing. 150 miles an hour. Listen, I want to talk a little bit more about this, but it's also, I always invite people to ask questions and what have you, and we got an email here from one of our listeners whose initials are DS. I don't know what that he didn't give us his name, but he had a problem, and I thought I'd read it since you're here with us, Mike, and see what you have. You had any experience with Audacity? Have you done any of that?
I just downloaded.
Yeah, I have used Audacity. Absolutely.
Well, he says, hi, Craig. He says, I've been enjoying the show for several years via podcast archives. Schedule conflicts prevent my listening to live show. You see, the shows. This is, again, when I say, I'm not saying radio is necessarily dead, but I'll say, boy, a lot of people don't, gather around the radio in the living room like they used to. They listen to it when they want to hear it, and that's why I think internet streaming and archiving certainly is proving to be extremely popular. Anyway, he says he's been listening to our archives for several years. He says I download. He said from the Blog Talk Radio Network archives, and he said then I edit the show into 15-minute segments using Audacity. Okay, he says the segments are loaded onto my iPhone so I can listen while driving. Okay, this process worked very well until recently. The format of the archive files apparently changed around mid-September. I was able to download and edit the September 12th show, but then the September 18th and later shows will not load properly into Audacity. They load as stereo rather than mono and require several minutes rather than the usual 15 seconds to load. As a test, I downloaded from other sources like NPR and the BBC, and the files worked properly. Can you advise if the file format did change, and if so, do any of your correspondents know a workaround for Audacity which will permit the new format to load properly? I did try deleting Audacity 2.0.5 and installed 2.0.6, which was the latest version, but that didn't help. I'm running Windows 7 with Firefox 33 on a Dell Inspiron laptop. There were updates to Windows a couple of days ago, but the September 12th show still loaded properly after the updates. He says, thanks in advance for any assistance you can give me. Now, I will say I contacted the Blog Talk Radio and said, was there any significant change after September 12th? And the answer was yes, they did. They had a file format change, and evidently the files now are rather than mono, are in stereo. So that's the first thing. That's the first major thing. They're also trying to prepare for high definition audio. I said, so the stereo has increased the size, the true size of the files have changed in preparation for HD. So the file sizes have changed as well as going to stereo, and that's the only two things. Now I have not had hands-on with Audacity, but you say you had. But I would imagine if the file sizes have changed and it's now stereo rather than mono, that alone would increase the load time with that. Mike?
Yeah, I think you're right. And I was just downloading one right now to look at it, and it's 109 meg. It was probably much smaller before. I suspect they just changed their compression as well. It's coming up as 128 kilobits per second now. I suspect before they were probably using more compression, which is less quality. And if they're aiming for HD, they're probably just looking to add stereo and add quality and give you better quality. And the thing is, back in the day, you really wanted to overcompress these things, especially if it's just talk radio, because that doesn't have the same range as music does, obviously. And back in the day, when Craig and I first used the internet, Ben doesn't remember this, you actually cared how big a file was. It would actually take longer to download it, But now, 100 meg file, I mean, come on, what's that going to take?
Yeah. Exactly, so to DS, I think the answer is pretty much what Mike said. They've increased the sampling rate, so the bit the files are just larger than the ones that took you 15 seconds because they were like 8-bit, and they were mono, and now they're going to high definition audio. So I think all this additional things, the overhead is slightly more. So the only thing is, I say, after you load it, then if you want to, you can use Audacity to convert a stereo file to a mono file, and that does it pretty. I know I have the one that I use is something called Sound Studio, but I know the conversion is pretty quick, and then you can go from there. But I think the initial download.
And you can convert it not just to a lower bits per second, but also you can switch it from stereo to mono, and that'll cut it, not quite in half, but
yeah. It'll make the file sizes smaller. So, especially if you have to segment them now on your iPhone to load them in.
I missed that. Why is he segmenting them? Is it just to make it easier to keep up with where he left off?
I'm not sure why. Why did he? Maybe he has a 16 gig iPhone. And he doesn't have the room. Although he should be able to fit the file in there.
I would think so. I mean, any iPhone would really be able to handle that, even if you had an old one. I mean, it might just be a matter of how much space, if he has a lot of other stuff on it. I was just curious. I thought maybe I missed that.
Well, my recommendation to him is just to clear out all that other stuff so you can make room for our show.
What else is there, really? I mean, come on. Where are your priorities?
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, there you go.
All
right. Well, I just wanted to. So I think that answers his question. If you have any, and again, if you have any others, send us another.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. You said, Mike, that you have had worked with Audacity.
Yes.
I just downloaded that and hoping to forego buying an actual physical sound mixer. Could I use that instead of like a physical thing?
Instead of a sound mixer, in order to do what?
Okay, it's a good question. Yeah.
Yeah. No. To do the show for Computer America, Craig uses an audio mixer, like a piece of hardware.
Yeah.
So Craig would probably talk more intelligent about this, but he uses a piece of hardware to do stuff. That's about as far as I know. And I'm wondering if I can use Audacity to do that stuff.
Like a software mixer. He's looking for a software.
Yeah, Audacity doesn't really act well as a software mixer. There's some stuff you can do with live audio out with it, but not a whole lot. Like you can't do mix minus and things like that, which may mean more to Craig than Ben. But there are programs I think that'll do that. I'm not an expert in any of them because I still have my old school hardware mixer. But I know that there are software programs you can get that can do a lot of that for you.
I would say, Ben, to use Google and to search for not for software players like Audacity, but to look for a software mixer. Use that. The keyword is mixer. That's what you want.
Yeah, I'd say Audacity is more geared for editing after the fact. To be able to go in there, edit chunks out, clean up audio, silence any hiccups in it, compress it into different formats and that kind of good stuff.
It's a piece of software that can reroute, let's say, his output from the computer and the audio that the computer is generating, and let's say coming from his browser, and maybe another piece of software, and kind of mix them together. That's a software mixer rather than doing externally. You might be able to find something like that they allow them to do.
And look that up, and Audacity is the first thing that comes up.
And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some way of doing a lot of that with Audacity, but I don't think that's what it was really designed for. I think that's going to be more of a workaround than a real proper program that's designed with that in mind. I may be wrong. Someone who knows Audacity better may disagree with me, but that's just my experience.
All right, just curious.
Well, and someone mentions in the chat room that maybe there's some plugins. Audacity has huge amount of plugins you can get for it, so there may be some plugin you can get that'll add that feature into it as well if you really want to do it in Audacity.
Very true, very true.
Audacity is characterized as a free audio editor and recorder, but you're looking for like a multi-track music mixing, that type of thing, and I'm just finding several of them just coming up at the top of Google. So I'm using Audio Mixer software, free, and they're for PC. So yeah, I would just use those keywords, man, and see what you can find.
All right, just want to put it out there, about 9 more minutes in the hour. So I mean, if we're going to do a quiz.
Oh. He's ready. Well, do we need to waste the time, or should we just assign Craig as the winner automatically?
Yeah, just assign me the winner.
See, that would be logical.
All right, shall we get into it? Are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ready for our Tesla quiz? I like the enthusiasm in Craig.
Oh, yeah, let's do
it. All right, as usual, we've got 7 questions, and since I think it was Ben who won last time, we'll let him answer the first question first, and then we'll go back. So your first... Oh, good, we even have music. Do you hear that? I love it. This is going to be a real thing. All right, so Ben, our first question is going to be, in what year was the first production electric car built?
In what year?
In what year? The first production electric car.
I'm going to say 1920.
All right, and Craig?
1921.
That's not fun.
It's such a jerk move, but Ben will be happy to hear the correct answer was 1884.
Oh, man. So Ben gets the first one.
I heard somewhere that the original, the first cars ever built were electric.
That's right, they were. And there's a great movie called Who Killed the Electric Car that everyone should watch. It's an excellent film.
Documentary?
Yeah, documentary, yeah. Who Killed the Electric Car? Check that out. That'll be good conversation for another day.
I think Elon Musk watched it?
What's that?
Elon Musk watched it?
I think he does. He is in it for a minute or two, but it isn't just about him.
Okay.
Despite my love for him, he's not the main purpose of that particular movie.
All right.
Question 2 of 7. All right, the Tesla Model S can go about 270 miles on one charge. And how far can a Chevy Volt go on electric mode?
Chevy Volt on I'm going to say 120.
120, and Craig?
121.
Just said 80.
It's such a jerk. Well, happy for Ben again. The correct answer is 38.
The strategy is working for you, Ben.
It was what?
38.
Oh, wow.
Miles.
Even my second guess of 80 was completely off. Okay.
Well, and people always ask me about that when we talk about electric cars. Oh, the Chevy Volt, and it's really basically a hybrid, really. I mean, 38 miles on a charge. Come on now.
I think the Volt, the idea of it was electric for around town, go get your groceries, do that kind of thing, and then gas for everything else.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And a lot of people don't have a big commute. For a lot of people, 38 miles in one day is enough. So I'm happy for people who have a Volt. It's certainly better than the Hummer or whatever Craig drives. So number 3, Elon Musk is known as the co-founder of Tesla and SpaceX. Before that, he co-founded PayPal, which was sold to eBay in 2002 for how much money?
eBay 2002. I mean, if that's where he got to start and that let him kind of, be the powerhouse that he is, I'm going to say he sold it to eBay for a cool $70 million.
$70 million.
Okay, I'll go on 69. I'll go the other way.
Craig hasn't learned. There's something called karma. The correct answer is 1.5 billion.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, 1.5 billion with a B. That's a lot of money for PayPal.
That is.
Yeah. And Elon's criticized them a little bit since then for not doing much with it since then.
Okay.
All right.
Although recently they did spin PayPal off of eBay. So.
Yes, that's true. They did, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, really. All right. Question 4: how much horsepower does a Tesla Model S have? The top of the line one. They have a couple different varieties, but the performance one.
Yeah. The performance one, like from what I heard, is just completely pretty baller. So I'm gonna say, like, I don't know the exact one, but 543 horsepower.
All right, and Ben?
542.
Oh, I'm sorry to say, in this case, Craig actually gets the point. The correct answer is 416.
416.
Which is a lot of horsepower for a four-door sedan. 416 horsepower. That's incredible. And that helps the next question. Question 5 is, what is the 0 to 60 time in that performance version in seconds?
All right, Craig, your turn.
Yeah, I would say it's comparable to the muscle cars. I would say maybe 4.5 seconds.
Good guess.
See, I'd probably put it somewhere closer to like 3.9.
And the correct answer is 3.2 seconds.
Oh,
0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds.
That's amazing. That's a fast car. That is a fast
car.
Yeah.
And burns no gas. See? Yeah. Now you know why I get so excited about this topic. All right. Question 6. Now, what are we at? We're at we're 4-1, huh? So with
Craig can still come back.
Penalty.
I can't come back at this point.
Well, and as usual, the 7th question counts for 7 points. So we'll see how it goes. All right, so we're at question 6. The Tesla Gigafactory, not the factory I visited, but the battery factory is currently under construction. It's being built in Nevada, where they're just going to build batteries. They're still going to assemble the cars in California. How big is the Gigafactory going to be in square feet? And this is the bet.
We just did a story about this. Oh my God. I'm going to say 2.3 million square feet.
2.3 million. Good guess.
I'll go for 2.4 million.
And you're correct. It's 10 million square feet.
10 million.
Wow.
As gigantic as the 5 million square foot facility was that I visited. This one's going to be twice as big.
Double the size. Wow.
I can't even fathom that. I mean, I just can't.
Yeah, that was a building that they actually purchased. No. They're building that from scratch, aren't they, for themselves?
That's right. The one in Nevada, the Gigafactory, is being built from scratch. That's 10 million square feet, and that's just for battery production. The one in California, in Fremont, California, was previously, I think we mentioned, the GM and Toyota facility. They bought it and have been refitting it.
Do they anticipate that kind of demand?
Yeah, they do. And, there's a lot of discussion about that because, of course, they have the Model S and the Model X, and they have a Model 3 that's forthcoming, supposedly in 2017, but you know how Tesla schedules work. We'll see it maybe someday. But the Model 3 is supposed to be your I don't want to call it an economy one. It's still a $35,000 car, but at half the price of some of the other Teslas. So a mass market car is what I should call it. So, and that's supposed to be coming around 2017, around $35,000, and that is really gonna, if that takes off, that's gonna be the make or break it for Tesla. I mean, if that takes off the way they expect it to, then that'll make the difference.
Wow. Okay, so what do we?
Our final question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's 4-2, so this question's worth just 1 point, so Craig loses either way. But we'll find out who gets the last point anyway. All right, so if the Tesla Model X actually arrives on the current schedule, how long will I have been waiting since I put my money down? Months. How many months will I have been waiting if it comes when they promise as of today?
What
was it?
53 months.
You said that you were waiting for like 3 years, so that's what 36. I would say one less than what Ben said.
He's not even trying anymore.
He's not even trying. Come on, where's your spirit? Where's your
36 months? I say. Okay, 3 years.
Well, Either way, whether you went one below Ben or whether you went 36, either way you're closer to 40, which is the correct answer. I will have been waiting 40 months. Now, to be fair, I knew when I signed up about the first 18 months, but the 2 years that have been added after that have been a bit of a surprise.
Well, they had $5,000 of your money for all that time, right?
What's that? Yeah, $5,000 of my money. That's right, and I'm not earning any interest on it. And what I should have done is just bought some Tesla stock with it, because the Tesla stock over the last 2-3 years has done a lot more than what my deposit on my Model X has done.
Wow, exactly.
I'm sure your deposit helped the stock go up.
Yeah, that's true.
I was doing my little part to help support Tesla with an interest-free loan for all of these years.
Yeah. Hindsight's 20/20, but I'm sure you're going to be very happy with the car.
I expect so. I just need to learn a little bit more patience.
Yeah, and a little bit more fiduciary
discretion.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so our final score on the quiz there was 4-3. So I just want to point out how close it was this time.
All right. Well, we're gaining.
That's improvement. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well,
I gave him the pity points.
Pity points. Well, we're going to see you again next month. This was a lot of fun, Mike. And
always is. I really appreciate it.
And it's a lot of fun having you here on the Computer America show. If you're going to be out at CES this year? You were undecided.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule for that.
Well, try to check because
it's coming up soon.
Yeah, you can co-host with us out there or something.
Sweet. Is Ben or anyone going out? Are we going to have a party?
Maybe.
Ben and I can invite some girls over and have a good time and
play board games. It'll be a hoot.
That's what I meant. What else would we do?
Is your wife exactly? Hey, Mike, thanks so much for being with us here on the Computer America show again. And again, techguy.org is the website, and we have a link to it on our computeramerica.com. Mike, thanks again for being here. Always a lot of fun. We'll catch you next month. Okay.
Have a good one, guys. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye. Coming up is Computer and Technology News, brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. Ben, we got the stories?
Yeah, we have some.
We have some, and you'll hear what they are when we come back. Stay with us.
Broadcasting live, it's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. The first hour's behind us, but there's still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@computeramerica.com.
Hello and welcome into Hour 2 of the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host, Craig Crossman. No, you're muted, Ben.
And I'm your silent co-host, Ben.
We had Mike Cermak here in the first hour talking about his visit out to the Tesla plant. Mike is still in the Computer America chat room. And
you know what I think I'm going to do next time? That we have a quiz thing that he brings us?
What are you going to do?
I think I'm going to have it be you against the audience, because you can't beat me. So maybe in the chat room, he'll ask the question, we'll have you guess the answer without looking at the chat room, and then we'll see, and then we'll pick one at random from the chat room. And
wait, what is that?
Oh, careful, one of the stories has a video.
I say it, I'm going to stop. I can stop this. There, you see now, because I'm using Chrome, it points out tab. That's one of the reasons why I use Chrome now. So if you hear and we got 10, 12 tabs, it's impossible to find out, but it puts that little speaker up there and you can see which one's running it. So that's nice.
So, but yeah, no, I'll pit you against the audience, since apparently Ben is the unbeatable.
Well,
so we'll put you up against the audience. I think it'll get be in the chat room next time Mike Cermak is on, and you two can stump Craig.
No, I'm going to cheat next time. I'm going to have Mike give me the questions ahead of time. So
there you go.
So yeah, and you'll never know. How's that? Anyway, if you're just joining us here on the Computer America Show, we're going to do Computer and Technology News, brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. Hey, I just gotta thank Mike in the chat room. I need to. I misspelled his name.
No, he's Mike's. He's Mike's Nikes.
Mike's exactly. So let's get to it. We got a lot of good stories. Let's just go into the news segment, okay? Tonight's computer and technology news is brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. You can visit them at slimwareutilities.com to clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system. Get this, for free. That's right. You heard me correctly. Everything at slimwareutilities.com is completely free. That's right. It's they're not freemium models. They're not, crippled in any way, or you use them for a week and then you have to upgrade. None of that. They're completely free. They make their money in other ways, and you, the user of this products, don't have to pay a penny to use them. They're completely free. And my suggestion to you is to download them all. Get them all. Why not? They're free, Keep them in a folder. If you don't want to use them right away, keep them in a folder. I say use them because it certainly will clean and speed up and optimize your Windows system. So you'll get the benefit right away. But even if you don't, just hold on to them, and then when you do need them, you'll already have them. You'll be thankful for it because it's going to fix, it's going to optimize everything for you, get your things working back on track. We use them here at the Crossman household. You'll be happy that you did, and you'll thank us for it. SlimwareUtilities.com. So, Ben.
Wait, real quick. One of the questions that Mike Cermak asked about Tesla was the horsepower.
Yes.
And someone in the chat room, four in the chat room, actually brought up from the actual website the specs. Mm-hmm. And Mike Cermak asked specifically about the performance version of the Tesla, the Model S. Mm-hmm. And I said somewhere around the range of 550, 600. I forget my exact answer. And you said 400.
You want a recall on the contest? Is this what you want?
No, I'm saying that the horsepower is 691 horsepower in the Model S.
So you're saying Mike made a mistake?
Yes, he, even in the chat room, he admitted that he was using some old data.
Uh-huh.
So I was actually closer on that one.
Well, did you still won that question anyway, didn't you?
It's really no, I didn't.
Okay.
5-2.
That's 5-2.
And then one last thing about Tesla before we jump off the Tesla bandwagon. This was just announced today, November 5th, that the Model S achieves Euro NCAP 5-star safety rating, and that the Tesla Model S is the first car this year, mm-hmm. and only the third car since 2011 to earn not only the Europeans 5-star safety rating, but also the North American 5-star safety rating. And why? And that's so rare because they test for different things. Some test for this, that, and the other. And the Model S consistently scored highest marks on all safety features. Front end crashes, side crashes, pedestrian crashes, things like that. So Model S or Tesla in general, very, very safe cars.
All right.
Just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, get the record straight. I understand that. Well, listen, in this first story here that we're doing tonight, according to Engadget, Amazon is in the news again. Of course, they're always in the news. Amazon, they've been hyping, having drones doing deliveries, and they're exploring, these same-day deliveries now in certain cities. But evidently, they're trying to find other methods to speed up its delivery service. So, you know what they're going to use?
What's that?
Taxis. Well, taxis, you figure the taxis are already out there doing their thing. So why not use a taxi to, speed up your delivery service? Well, I think that's what they're going to be doing. They're exploring the possibility of using taxi deliveries in San Francisco and Los Angeles. See how LA is just so, California is so progressive. According to the story from Engadget, Amazon is reportedly testing taxis to help speed up its delivery service, which is sadly not nearly as cool as drones. Well, yeah. But according to the Wall Street Journal, the online retail giant, Amazon, is using Flywheel's taxi service for 1-hour deliveries in Los Angeles and San Francisco. So they're even beating same day. They're doing it's like pizza now. You place your order, you're going to get it within an hour. Or whatever you ordered is free. Well, I don't know if that's that would be pretty cool.
See, even Domino's doesn't even do that anymore.
No, they don't. They don't do it after 30 minutes. You don't get the pizza for free anymore. They stopped doing that.
Domino's is on a huge kick to say, they make a special point saying, slower pizza baking time, slower pizza creation. Like they're all about taking their time now instead of they're trying to shake off the whole 30 minutes or less or it's free. They're trying to shake that off.
Are they trying to infer from that their pizzas are of a higher quality, maybe? Because
they are trying to do that because traditionally, especially in like the 90s and in the early 2000s, they had the stigma of being they're cheap, they're fast, and they're not very tasty. So they're trying to shake that. And personally, I just had one the other day. I think they're doing a good job of it. Domino's tastes pretty good now.
You did? Is it better than Four Brothers? Really?
I said pretty good.
Okay. All right. Well, we ordered one, and your mom didn't like it. She just turned her nose up. If it's not Four Brothers, that's the local pizza in her hometown. But anyway, according to the Wall Street Journal, they're using this Flywheels taxi service. Sources say Amazon is also considering more ways to tap into taxi deliveries. It's unclear when and if it'll expand beyond those two markets, which is San Francisco and Los Angeles. Now, the news, according to Engadget, isn't exactly surprising. I found it surprising, didn't you? Well, Amazon will need as many methods as possible to make the dream of 1 hour deliveries a reality. If you're doing the same day delivery, that's amazing. But if you're gonna do 1 hour within an hour after you click the buy, that would be pretty amazing. We're also seeing plenty of startups like Deliv and Postmates offering retailers and consumers ways to get whatever they need quickly and often within an hour. It's also competing with Google and eBay when it comes to same-day deliveries, and we're sure Amazon is paying close attention to the mistakes of its competitors, given that eBay's entry is essentially dead. Wow. So evidently eBay didn't do too well with the same-day delivery. Did you know that?
No.
I did not know. I knew that they were attempting it. But, according to this story from VB, when you click on it, it says eBay's local delivery plans unravel. eBay now may shut down their eBay. It was their eBay Now is what it was called. And this is a story back from June. So they had a $75 million acquisition of Milo, and they tried to do it. Evidently, it was a failed expansion. Did not work. I did not know that. So, but anyway, Amazon's certainly trying to, and obviously we can use taxi cabs, and the cabs are everywhere, and especially in cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, cabs are everywhere. So, and I would think that would be a boon to the cab company that takes. I mean, can you imagine like Yellow Cab?
See, but I mean, especially the cab industry, how much how much money does the cabbie make from the actual fare, and how much do they make from the tip? Because like a lot of industries, waiters, waitresses, that kind of thing, they make their money from tips.
Well, they can factor that in. I mean, if you want the same day within an hour, and you have to have it, it's got to be within the hour. You're going to pay for it. You're going to expect to pay for it, and they
please tip your delivery person from Amazon.
Well, that, or they just might factor in the cost in there, and the driver gets a certain percentage of the whatever that's coming to them. I mean, I would expect that to be a fairly reasonable thing. I mean, if you want something and you want it now, you want your instant gratification, and you want that within an hour, you're going to expect to pay for it, and you're going to pay some big bucks for it. And I think that they probably factor in the driver's tip and everything else into that number, however they come up with it.
Like Amazon and paying a premium aren't exactly synonymous. So
yeah, but if you want same days within an hour, I mean, you can have same day.
Like, I'm not doubting that if you want same day, you're gonna have to pay more. That's a given. That's granted. Yeah. I'm just saying that I think the user base of Amazon really isn't that. Not many people need it that instantly.
Well, yeah. Well, but evidently Amazon believes that they are. Otherwise, they wouldn't be putting.
So, I think they're gonna try it. but if it doesn't work out, if it does, which personally I'm predicting it won't work out. People don't want it that fast, and they don't want to pay a premium for the service. They're going to try it. If it doesn't work out, they're probably going to discontinue it.
You described one of the major selling points of like FedEx. That's their business, is getting it like next day air. I mean, people pay premiums for that because
that's business class. This is, hey, I just bought a pair of shoes and I want them now.
Yeah.
But like it's are you going to wait 2 days for free Amazon Prime, or are you going to pay $30 for same day shipping? It's
Yeah, well, they're going to try it as an experiment, and I guess they'll see whether it's a viable plan. People really want to pay for the faster delivery, for the instant gratification. It seems like we live in an instant gratification kind of society now. So if anything, I think they would be more inclined to do that.
But I think people are also cheaper than ever before. I think they are. People don't want to pay more for the same thing. Everyone likes paying less. That's why Walmart's so successful.
This is true. By the way, that my Walmart little app that I do is saving me a lot of money. I'm getting some big bucks back. I mean, when I buy 10, 15, 20 items, and then I keep the receipt and I scan it, and it goes out and compares like 100 and some odd stores in my immediate area, and it's adding up. I mean, I'm letting it roll over, and I'm making some extra money here just by the money that I'm saving using this little app, and it's free. That's nice. I think that's very cool.
Another way Walmart is going to take over the world. Yeah, they don't have to shop around anymore. They can just outprice everyone. Okay, so next news story. This one has been urban legend forever.
Okay.
And apparently someone took the time, went out, and is now trying to make bank off of exactly what people have been rumoring.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is, if you follow any kind of modern gaming, pop culture, urban myth kind of thing, except it's not really a myth, it's true, but urban legend.
Yeah.
And this one from Max and PC, Paul Lilly, exhumed Atari cartridges from New Mexico dig site land on eBay. E.T. is still phoning home. So one man's garbage is another man's treasure, and so it goes with roughly 100 Atari 2600 cartridges dug up from a landfill in Alamogordo,
New Mexico. Mm-hmm.
New Mexico, that are now available on eBay. Following decades-old report that trucks would use the cover of night to dump unsold games, system hardware, and peripherals into a dump site, Microsoft recently financed a documentary in which the disposed items were unearthed. After jumping through hoops and regulatory hurdles to tear into a landfill that had been covered with concrete over 30 years ago, the dig finally took place as filmmakers recorded the event.
It's probably one of the largest time capsules ever.
Pretty much, except this is like trash that was like, okay, we'll bury this with concrete and no one will ever ask again. Just turn it into a time capsule. Of main interest were the E.T., the extraterrestrial cartridges. It's considered by many to be the worst game of all time, largely the result of a hurried development, though it was never known for sure if earlier reports of the burial were actually true. It turned out they were. And in addition to E.T. games, the dig also uncovered several other games and gear. About 100 of the games are up on eBay, with the bid starting at around $50 and ballooning to over $500 to the suddenly coveted E.T. title. And of course, you can find them on eBay now. Wow. And that was it. The urban legend was that unsold games and games for the Atari, that the system was kind of a flop, and the games that were selling for it were kind of a flop. So in cover of night, just to get rid of them, they took them to a local landfill and took their trucks and threw all these games into the landfill, which was then covered by concrete. And lo and behold, they dug it up, and very true. All the gear, all the games were still there, and obviously, if you go to eBay, you can see the actual pictures, and you can actually bid on them. There's about 8 days left, as of November 5th. So, I mean, like the ET cartridges are going for like $500 a piece, and they aren't joking when they said that the ET game is considered by many to be the worst game ever made.
Yeah.
It's god awful. There is nothing redeeming about that game.
Have you played that game?
Hmm?
You played that game?
I never had an Atari 2600. I have seen videos of it, and it is. I mean, think pixels along the lines of Tetris, but with like ET, crappy storyline next to no storyline, and gameplay that it doesn't even know how to play itself.
Well, because you're spoiled because now you've played all the modern
No,
games.
no, 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 no. You can't say, "Oh, Ben, you're used to Halo and World of Warcraft. Oh, you expect too much from games."
Yeah.
This was a piece of crap when Atari came out. I mean, this thing was. There's a reason these things went unsold and got thrown into a landfill. Good game. That does not happen to good games.
Yeah.
So the only reason that they're selling for $500 a pop is because they are such a big part of gaming culture and that whole urban legend. And just out there somewhere, there's a landfill with hundreds and hundreds of games of E.T. the extraterrestrial just laying in a landfill somewhere. So it was uncovered. There's a documentary coming out. Obviously, they filmed it, and you too can purchase a piece of video game history for the low, low price of, there's some going for about $150.
Wow.
So.
Yeah. Well, keeping in that spirit of games, and even the same author, Paul Lilly from Maximum PC, Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 are going to feature the first-person mode. This is a new perspective to the Grand Theft Auto universe. Okay. And he says, we've seen a lot go down throughout Rockstar Games' Grand Theft Auto series, carjacking, cold-blooded murders, hot coffee, yes, and even torture. Fun stuff, virtually speaking, of course. But for the first time, Rockstar Games is delivering the Grand Theft Auto experience in a first-person perspective. The new mode is being rolled out as an exclusive to Grand Theft Auto 5 for PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. So you're going to be seated in the car. You're going to be seeing what the driver is actually seeing. You're looking out the windshield. You see the steering wheel. You see it from the driver's perspective. Available in both GTA V and GTA Online. Which surprised me. I would have thought something like this would be just in all the car games. Evidently, it's not. First-person perspective.
Most racing games have it built in where you can be either third person or first person.
So then what makes this so unique?
Because GTA Grand Theft Auto is traditionally a third person kind of deal. It's you look back up over someone's shoulder and you're looking down on your character as you're running around, shooting people, stealing cars, blowing things up, beating up police. You're usually the third person, so first person, that is a new feature to this game.
Now available both.
It's not really a car game. It's it's kind of like an RPG sandbox kind of deal.
So it's available both GTA 5 and GTA Online. He says this is from Rockstar that we've made a host of changes to accommodate this new perspective, including the creation of an optional first-person cover system, a new targeting system, a more traditional FPS control scheme, and integrating thousands of new animations into the existing game. It's also available at the touch of a button, so you can easily switch back and forth between perspectives. That's a quote from Rockstar. Now the lucky folks at IGN, that's the game review website, and has been on the show many, many times, got to experience some early hands-on testing with the first-person mode, and they've posted a video showing a few minutes of gameplay. As IGN explains it, the way in which this new perspective transforms the GTA 5 experience can't be understated. It fundamentally alters how you inhabit and integrate with this world. This is something Rockstar has wanted to offer gamers for some time now, but never felt it could be done justice until this latest crop of consoles arrived. On older generation systems, Rockstar kept running out of memory for animations. In addition to the first-person mode, Rockstar says PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 gamers can expect hundreds of additions and enhancements, such as 1080p and at 30 frames per second on consoles and 4K resolutions on PC. So there it is. So they're just really upping the game with this game, so to speak. So first-person perspective, there it is.
First-person perspective, and also that 4K gaming and a couple of other things. And by a couple, I mean a couple thousand. So I mean, it's not just a relaunch. They're adding a lot of content. It's definitely worth it, especially if you have one of the newer gen consoles and you bought because GTA what came out right before the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 came out. So like it was compatible, it just wasn't built for them. So this is like them going back and upgrading the game to work with the newer gen consoles. So I mean, if you enjoy GTA 5 and you'd like to check out all the new things, definitely worth it.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
Yep. What next? How about Nest? They make a thermostat. Some of you may have heard of it.
Yes, they have.
It does things. So how about this one? Nest's new sales tactic: free thermostats.
Wow.
Sounds promising. So a deal with Electric Ireland opens a new channel for the Google-owned company Network Thermostats. Nest CEO expects that it's the first of many such partnerships. So Google's Nest subsidiary on Tuesday on Tuesday announced the first partnership and a new sales strategy, a deal in which the Irish citizens can get a free Nest thermostat by signing a 2-year utility contract with Electric Ireland. I don't think that's available in my area.
No, I don't think so.
That's okay. Oh, and by the way, the Irish, known for their whiskey, right?
Yes, they are. Mm-hmm.
Guess who recently was named the best whiskey in the world? Like, which country had the best whiskey in the world? And like a blind taste test and is officially the best whiskey in the world. Guess who makes it? By country.
Poland?
No, Japan.
Japan?
Japan makes the best whiskey in the world.
No way. I mean, they make great beef. They have Kobe beef and stuff, but whiskey?
They make the best whiskey in the world, officially.
Really? What is it called?
I'm sure there's a brewery over there and you can find it, but
I have never ever heard that Japan makes the best whiskey.
I hadn't heard it either, but a story just came out today, and in like a blind taste test, like with all the nations coming forward, and Japan won it.
Wow, I know they make great sake.
But I mean, well, obviously sake, rice wine. But it's just like Japan. They loved it. They loved the culture behind whiskey, and they love the beverage itself. So they tried to emulate it and improve upon it, and it turns out they did. So it's still whiskey. It's just Japanese.
They also make a good plum wine too. But wow, whiskey. I don't get it. Yeah. All right.
Okay. But no, Nest, Electric Ireland, by signing a 2-year contract with the utility company, 1.6 million households in Ireland now can get a free Nest. Nest chief executive Tony Fadell said in a Web Summit Tech conference, ordinarily Nest charges $250 for its smart thermostat, which is wired for remote control, interaction with other devices, and automated actions for energy efficiency. Detailed terms of the deal weren't announced. By subsidizing Nest thermostats, though, Electric Ireland can potentially attract more customers. Deregulation has opened up Ireland's electricity market over the past decade and reduced churn through the multi-year commitment. Ireland is just a start. Nest will, quote, bring it out to hopefully many more countries. This is a seminal event in Ireland that we think is going to change the world. It quite possibly could. So the Nest Learning Thermostat, it's similar to the Nest Protect smoke detector that Nest also puts out. They're the center of the home automation market, and it's a promotion from a utility, though could bring Nest technology in front of a much larger group of potential customers. Because right now, I mean, listeners of this show, they know what Nest is. But I think the average person walking around, they may have heard it, they may have seen it, but they really don't know what it does or how it works. So, they're hoping by bringing it to more people, they're hoping to widen their audience. So Google clearly believes in Nest's promise, judging that the $3.2 billion price it paid for Nest in February. Fadell says that Google co-founder Sergey Brin tried to acquire Nest earlier. Fadell had refused, but Google did invest before its eventual acquisition. So Google obviously liked it. and they have a quote here from Fidel saying that it's our job as Nest to earn the trust to show we are doing the right thing for data privacy and data security, especially with Google. They don't want to, put you in the impression that Nest is invading your home, selling your data to Google so that they can advertise to you better. No, Nest is just trying to save you money on your electric bill. So it's yeah, that's pretty much about it. And it kind of goes on a little bit about Google and Apple and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Nest is being subsidized in Ireland. And hopefully we could start seeing that in other markets, hopefully even in some states in the United States. Which I mean, Craig.
Yes.
Would you sign up for a 2-year contract? I know that, like, we're not deregulated. Like, you still have to kind of to be an energy provider, you can have to jump through a lot of hoops. Like, you can't really choose between 3 or 4 different providers of electricity. But I mean, if they offered you a subsidized one and you had to sign up for a contract, would you do something like this for a free Nest?
Maybe. I'd have to see it, the specifics of what it is that we would have to do. But maybe yes.
I think it's something really close along the lines of the whole thing with the solar panels, where you get the solar panels for free, and then over the next 2, 5, 10 years, the money that you would be saving by having the electric panels, you pay to the manufacturer of the electric panels to pay back pay them back. So I mean, like, this technology, 100% guaranteed, will save you money.
Yeah.
So they just want their money back, but they also want in your home. So I think that's where a lot of this technology is coming in now. It's like they can guarantee you they're going to save you money. It's just people don't want to pay the upfront cost.
Yeah.
So they want it in your home, and then they'll let you pay them back later.
Defer it. I still think there are programs out there like the government will subsidize and the state government will actually pay you back, and I need to check into that and find out what the particulars of that. You're listening to the Computer America Show on the Blog Talk Radio Network, the Boost Radio Network, and the IRN Radio Network. We've got another News Tips Bulletin Review from Marty Winston coming up. This is the Computer America Show. Stay with us. Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission is to protect and enhance the lives of companion animals and the people who love them. Their no-kill rescue shelter is open year-round, making it easy for people to adopt their best new friend. This year, Brother Wolf will find homes for over 2,400 orphan dogs, puppies, cats, and kittens. All have ended up as an orphan through no fault of their own. Brother Wolf has created a safe, nurturing environment where these special animals can heal emotionally and physically until they find a lifelong home. Their life-saving transport program brings dogs and puppies from overcrowded shelters in the south to rescues in the north where homes are easier to find. Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is a 501c3 organization. To learn more about their life-saving work and to make a donation, visit their website at www.bwar.org. That's www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-866-663-MyTV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So, disable the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-866-663-MyTV right now to sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and up to 4 rooms. And there's no equipment to buy. That includes your free HD TV upgrade, your free DVR upgrade, and your free professional installation. And the best part, the pristine digital picture and sound. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. So, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. 1-866-663-MyTV. Disable the cable, cut costs, and get more. Call 1-866-663-MyTV. 1-866-663-MyTV.
Whoa now! It's Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time, the True Temper Scratch-Free Snow Brush. EVA foam is only coincidentally about extravehicular activities. It's the foam in those spinning slappers when you go to a car wash, and it's also how they did away with brush bristles on the new True Temper scratch-free snow brush from the Ames companies. We got the 32-inch model. It also comes in 28 and 36-inch lengths. The business end has 4 layers of foam, total about 5/8 of an inch thick, and a long bottom blade that wraps around the end and for a few inches over the top. The end and top are shaped to handle rearview mirrors and wiper wells and cleaning things most brushes can't reach. The main blade offers an interesting parlay of stiffness and flexibility. They can be effective against most snow, even wet snow, when you take advantage of the midway grip on its oval metal shaft for leverage. For ice, the tail end has a hard polycarbonate icebreaker and scraper. We've seen bristle damage to windshields and the body on earlier cars, so it's cool to see that this is bristle-free. Bottom line, the True Temper scratch-free snow brush will be a welcome rider in our car this winter. This is Marty Winston with the News Tips Bullet Review for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. 33 minutes past the hour, we are doing computer and technology news, brought to you by Slimmer Utilities. Thank you, Marty Winston, for that. And, I feel so bad for all of you who have to actually plan for winter driving. Oh, you poor things.
Yeah.
Being in South Florida, I do not have to worry about such things. The only thing you have to worry about is, is the day nice enough that I can actually roll down my window and ride with the window down?
Oh, you poor baby.
That's about all the thought that goes into it down here. But yeah, and by the way, I misspoke earlier. It was not Irish whiskey. It was Scottish whiskey. Is usually the name, the one to contend with. And it turns out that the Yamazaki Single Malt Sherry Cask 2013 was awarded the title by whiskey connoisseur Jim Murray, whose 2015 edition of the Whiskey Bible will be published next week.
Yeah.
So, apparently he's a big deal in the whiskey community, and he names it the best in the world.
I wonder if he's an alcoholic. Wow.
I think he's just a connoisseur. I think if you can make a living doing it, you're no longer an alcoholic. You're just a connoisseur.
Connoisseur, right? Okay. But he described it as near incredible genius for its nose of exquisite boldness and finishing of light teasing spice. He gave it the drink 97.5 marks out of 100.
Although he might have been drunk when he wrote that at the time. Exactly. Those sound like things a drunk man would say.
But what I found, I didn't know the Yamazaki is Japan's first and oldest distillery. It was established in 1923. But now, I wonder how that compares with the Scottish distillery.
I'm sure the Scots have them going back probably 150 years.
Yeah, exactly. 1923. So maybe it's newer, but still, if you're
1923, that's still a long time.
If you're a Scottish beer distillery and you read this, this has really got to roast your keister. I would think so.
Someone mentioned that the Scottish should jump on the sake bandwagon while all the Japanese are distracted by whiskey. Just take it right out from under them. Just make the best sake that they can.
Yeah. There's a picture. They have a picture of one of the on this followers. They're showing the Yamazaki single malt whiskey sherry cask. I'm looking at an image of the. It looks. I'm not a whiskey drinker by any stretch of the imagination, but still, it's interesting to see that. Mm-hmm. Well, this story from Tech Hive. This actually came out today. Story. AT&T Next device payment plan adds 24-month upgrade option. AT&T wants more people to sign up for its non-subsidized early upgrade plan, and it's called AT&T Next. They recently announced that it would expand the program to include an option that lets you upgrade your smartphone every 24 months, called appropriately AT&T Next 24. The new option will be available beginning this coming Sunday to new customers or existing AT&T customers eligible for an upgrade. Now, why does this matter? Well, for years, the big sell for U.S. carriers was a 2-year service contract and a low-cost subsidized upfront price for the phone. Now, however, non-subsidized early upgrade plans are proving to be a popular alternative to the standard carrier contract. In July, AT&T reported that the majority of new customers during AT&T's second financial quarter opted for the Next plan. And in October, AT&T said that about half of its new subscribers and upgrading customers chose Next. Well, so even though it's called AT&T Next 24, the plan is technically a 30-month payment plan if you end up paying off the full cost of the device. The number 24 only refers to the optional upgrade to a new smartphone after 2 years of monthly payments, which begs the question, why not just get a standard 2-year subsidized plan if you're willing to pay for your phone over the course of 2 years anyway? To be eligible for an early upgrade, your smartphone must be in good condition. However, a device insurance plan that lets you trade in damaged phones for a new one can often guard against that drawback, although it will cost you a little bit more. AT&T's device insurance plan starts at $7 a month. Now, with the addition of Next 24, AT&T now offers 3 separate early upgrade plans that allow customers to switch to the latest and greatest after 12, 18, or 24 months, respectively. Now, to sweeten the deal for new customers, AT&T is also offering a $150 credit off your monthly bill to anyone who switches to the carrier's network. As usual, however, there are a few caveats that could prevent you from getting the deal. First, you must port your phone number to AT&T and purchase a new smartphone on AT&T's Next program. After that, you must be a customer in quote-unquote good standing for 45 days to receive the credit, which is divided between 3 monthly bills. I don't know. I mean, they play with these numbers, and I've been meaning to take a closer look at this. I want to go into the local AT&T store and have it mapped out for me exactly, because the language of this thing gets really, really tricky.
No one ever said it was clear, and I've always had in my head that it's like, the phone, if you bought the phone outright, depending on which model you get, especially with iPhones, they can go all the way up to like $700, for like the 64 or 128 gig,
right.
Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all that kind of crap. And, it's like you get that, and depending on which base model you get, your monthly plan, if it's subsidized, you're paying like an upfront. It could be upwards of $200 to $300 upfront, and then your monthly plan goes up as well. So I mean, like to me, for the 2 years, you're already paying off your phone by having the plan. So I guess the only thing different with the one that you're describing is that it ropes you in for another 6 months, and I'm betting if you upgrade at the end of the 2 years, you're going to be roped into another 30-month contract.
So you're thinking, if you want to upgrade your phone, let's say you have a 5S and you want to go to a 6, and you're saying don't go to the next plan, just stay with the plan that you already have?
I'm saying that the plan that you just outlined by AT&T, they're thinking that if you have the 5S, they're going to put you on a 30-month cycle, and after 2 years, you're going to be eligible to upgrade, which is whatever the Apple iPhone 7 is, or whatever they call the next one after the 6 and 6 Plus. You're going to be eligible to upgrade to that, and then they're going to say, okay, well, if you want to upgrade, give us back your phone, which you've been paying off this entire time, and then we'll renew you for a new contract with the new phone for another 30 months. I think it's just AT&T's way of ensuring that you're going to stay with them for the life of your phone and the next phone, and the next phone, and the next phone, and the next phone.
Well, I know, was it Verizon was saying that they'll give you the phone for free with a plan?
Well, it's not uncommon for phone companies to subsidize the phone with the plan. The plan is more than just the cost of data and the cellular network. It's also paying off the phone in increments. They aren't technically giving you the phone for free. They're making you pay off the phone over the course of the plan, over the course of the contract. So.
Well, Verizon said they'll actually buy out your AT&T contract. They'll pay that off.
Yes, they'll do it as well. That's their promotion, though. That's like a special offer.
Yeah. Well, which is the better deal, or is there a better deal?
I mean, it's I think the better deal always is to buy your phone outright. Like, if you can afford the $700 up front, you can get the cheapest month-to-month plan, and I think the numbers work out in your favor. If you can buy your phone outright, whatever phone you want, take it into a store and say, I want this phone in my hand that I own on your cellular network with a data plan. Please give it to me. And that is like the lowest, and that is the easiest way to get the lowest monthly, cost.
Yeah.
I think when you buy the phone from them, they subsidize it over the course of the contract.
Got it.
So, moving from Apple to Apple, this is, well, phones to Apple. This is a story that Craig actually had to close because it was, they started playing a video already, like an auto start video. But this one is from Time Tech, and it says, yes, the gold Apple Watch will be crazy expensive. So maybe not $5,000, but it'll cost you. So got a hankering for the highest end Apple Watch, the one that comes in 18 karat gold? Then you better be ready to pay hand over wrist. So far, Apple's only officially said that the Apple Watch start at $350, but that's likely the price point for the entry-level model, the Apple Watch Sport. How much will the super fancy 18 karat gold Apple Watch edition cost? We don't know that for sure, but a French Apple blog is claiming this week that they'll run somewhere between $4,000 to $5,000. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's after similar rumors put it at a much more palatable, if still a wee bit crazy, $1,200. That sounds closer, but still $1,200 is pretty crazy, even for technology. So $5,000 for a smartwatch, that's nuts. A reasonable person might exclaim at that point. But $5,000 is actually a steal for an 18 karat gold watch. A quick perusal of Google Shopping reveals that a full 18 karat luxury watches, and not merely gold-plated timepieces, tend to run upwards of 10 grand.
Wow.
As much as 30 grand. Though many of these watches use more gold than Apple Watch will. That aside, 18 karat gold is expensive, and despite all its magic, Apple can't simply will the material price to go down. As of this writing, the article, 1 ounce of 18 karat gold is worth roughly $858. Gold is expensive. So ultimately, we won't know what the high-end Apple Watch will cost until Apple tells us. We won't know until we know. That said, the $5,000 rumor is even remotely believable, reveals who Apple is targeting with the 18 karat gold Apple Watch edition. The kinds of people who would spend on a watch roughly what the author spends on his college degree. Thanks, State School. For the upper crust, $5,000 is a paltry sum compared to what they're used to spending on timepieces.
True.
So, who would pay $5,000 for a gizmo that is going to be obsolete in a year or two?
Yeah.
That's a question Apple needs to answer if it's actually to sell any of the high-end Apple Watches. One idea? Perhaps it could sell them on some kind of subscription model, where the consumers pay a certain amount over time to get subsidized upgrades when the new model comes out, similar to the model in which the wireless carriers are now experimenting, which we just talked about. If the gold Apple Watch edition indeed retails for $5,000, it'll be far from the most expensive device Apple sells. A fully tricked out iMac with Retina 5K display packed with Apple editing software costs $5,147.97. But hey, free shipping.
There you go. There's a point to be made. If you go out and buy, and this is not unheard of. This is actually, if you were to buy a gold Rolex, you can spend $20,000 on a gold Rolex. Okay, but you could probably sell it for at least what you paid for it 15 years from now. Okay, a gold Rolex will tend to not only keep its value, it actually may increase. They're vintage, these watches. So, and they don't become obsolete by any stretch of the imagination. That $20,000 gold Rolex 20 years from now is still going to tell the time in the same basic manner. That's craftsmanship, and the way that they're assembled. They're a good investment. It's an investment that you're wearing on your wrist, and that makes sense. But he does point out something with Apple. There's, you buy that watch now, and all the price of gold will remain the same, and what have you. But you can bet your bottom dollar that the next model of the Apple Watch is going to be thinner. It will be cosmetically different. It'll be thinner, lighter. They'll make changes because they got a long way to go. Because the watch, although it's small, it's still it's nowhere near.
It's still technology, and technology has the tendency to become smaller, lighter, more efficient.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now it's 11:48, and just at 11:48, that sound just started off. So, and you didn't add anything, so there it is. It's something that Google is doing, and I have no idea what it is that they're doing.
Weird.
It is weird. You didn't add anything or change anything just now, right?
My hands have been right here.
Yeah, 11:48. There it is. Well, anyway, so that's the point that we're making, is that I don't think this is going to affect the
I think it's going to keep people from buying. Like if you see someone walking down the street with an Apple Gold watch, you're going to say, "Wow, check that out!" Not just like right now. If I see someone with an iPhone 6 and gold, I'm just like, "Oh, they got the gold instead of the black." Weird. Now I'm going to say, "Oh man, they got the gold. That thing's crazy. Look at it."
Well, because it's truly 18 karat gold. The gold iPhone is not really gold.
No, it's just gold colored. And that's the thing. The iWatch or the Apple Watch is, it's not just a color scheme. It's actual gold.
Yeah, exactly. And they're appealing to that upscale jewelry, class of person who wants something like that.
The crazy people.
They want to use technology, but they also want to, they want it to match their gold cufflinks or something, and they just, it appeals to them. And I think it's a different market than the people who buy the $20,000 gold Rolexes. That's a different market, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you did this story, so now it's my turn to do it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, here's one. Amazon Prime members now get unlimited photo storage. Unlimited photo storage. So evidently the cloud wars are heating up because they just added this. They're offering free unlimited photo storage to Amazon Prime members, and they announced this yesterday, sweetening the deal for a subscription service that already includes free shipping and streaming movies and music for $99 a year. Okay. The new service, called Prime Photos, offers unlimited storage space for images on Amazon's Cloud Drive, a perk that was previously made available to anyone who bought Amazon's Fire Phone. By extending the perk to Amazon Prime's membership, the e-commerce giant stands to widen the exposure of its cloud-based storage service to tens of millions of customers. Now, Amazon has always been cagey about the exact size of its Prime membership. They won't tell you that. The move comes as rival cloud services such as Google Drive slash prices and lure first-time customers into using the service with limited offers of free storage. But there it is. One additional feature to Amazon Prime. Free unlimited photo storage. How many photos can you possibly have this store?
You'd be surprised. People have photos for all different reasons.
Yeah, I guess.
Ding. All right. Well, yeah, we have time for one or two more stories. This one from Ars Technica and Oculus Rift. We have talked about them before. They are the virtual reality headset manufacturer, creator, whatever, developer. And the Oculus Rift says to its competitors, don't release bad VR headsets. Oh, yeah. Rift makers worries motion sickness from inferior products could sour market on VR. Very true. So as a normal competitive company, you'd think that Oculus Rift would want the sea of competing virtual reality solutions in development to end up as poor as possible, making the eventual consumer version of the Rift look like an obvious choice. On the contrary, though, the Facebook subsidiary seems worried that the bad experience with the competing products could sour the entire market on virtual reality before it really gets off the ground. So, speaking at Dublin's Web Summit, this is like the second story we've done about the Web Summit.
Yeah.
The CEO expressed concern that inferior motion sickness-inducing headsets from other companies might poison the well for the re-emerging VR market, leading to a repeat of the nuclear winter of virtual reality in the mid-90s. And they have a quote here, we're a little worried about some of the bigger companies putting out products that isn't quite ready. The elephant in the room is disorientation and motion sickness. We're encouraging other companies, particularly the big consumer companies, to not put out a product until they've solved that problem. Please make sure your product is as good or close, is pretty much what they're saying.
Okay.
So, just without going to the entire article, that's the point of it. Is Oculus Rift? They've been bought by Facebook, but they were always the leader in what virtual reality should be. It's very it's very immersive. It pulls you in, although it doesn't have that effect of motion sickness. Some people can still get it, but they've really worked out all the tweaks, and now they're just they're focusing on making it as realistic as possible without making you want to throw your lunch up while you're playing. So they worry that people aren't going to put in the time, the research and development, or even they're going to use cut rate. Maybe they use cut rate screens inside the head, inside the hardware, and between lag, screen lag, and poor resolution and things like that, all of that can kind of give you that blurred looking motion, which then can lead to motion sickness. And hey, if you see Oculus Rift for $200 and you see the other one by someone else for $100, you pick up the $100 one because obviously much cheaper, and it's just an awful experience. I mean, all of a sudden you're not going to go back and buy the $200 one. You're just going to say virtual reality, sucks. Who needs it? So they're trying to get out there before everyone starts putting out a cut rate product and say, hey guys, let's actually try with this market and not just try to undercut each other.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It does make sense. I didn't realize that Oculus Rift was working on the virtual reality, the nauseating. They call it proprioception.
Yeah.
That's when there's a difference between the motion your eyes are telling you about in the VR world and that your inner ear is telling you about the real world. There's some level of nauseating disconnect may be unavoidable.
Well, I mean, like if the feedback that you're getting put into your brain is so laggy, so disconnected from where your brain thinks your hands are, where it thinks your feet are, where it thinks your body is, you're going to get that, okay, my hands are over on my left, but I still see them over on my right, and now I'm just disorientated to all crap. How am I supposed to use this thing? They're making great strides in fixing all that.
Okay. And you're saying, and the cheap knockoffs aren't going to have that.
Not even cheap knockoffs. They're saying the quote unquote the bigger consumer companies. Some of the name brands that you may have heard of, but they may be rushing a product out there to compete, but they haven't put in the time and the effort to make sure that it doesn't cause motion sickness. So it's not just cheap knockoff. It's every product that enters the VR market should, be a quality product that does not make you sick to use it. Because if you get sick of using their product, the person using it is not going to go back and try another product. They're just going to say virtual reality isn't ready yet, and they're never going to use it again.
Oh, and that would be a bad thing, of course.
And that would be a bad thing for Oculus Rift.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, exactly. Well, we didn't
Lots
get.
of thinking going on over there.
Yeah, I mean, Google Hangouts is just going crazy. About 11:48, all of a sudden it decide to do this. It says same thing. It says the app that you're using is now no longer compatible. There's a newer version, and I don't know what that can be causing that. And it seems to be happening on a daily basis now. So I don't know if they're doing daily upgrades or we just don't have something configured correctly. But we'll figure it out, as we always do.
Eventually.
Eventually we'll figure it out. Yeah, this app is using features from a newer version of the Google Talk.
Yeah, what we've heard before. So yeah, some of the stories we didn't get a chance to get to. Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, one of the great ones. I think second only to Ocarina of Time, although some people can go either way about it. Is getting a remake for the Nintendo 3DS. Jawbone has a new product called the Up 3. I hear it's very, very good. Some upgrades to it.
And
Google has a cancer detecting pill and what have you.
And Google Maps also gets a makeover with built-in restaurant reservations. Those are some of the stories we didn't get to, but maybe we'll get to some of them on tomorrow night's show. Coming up tomorrow night, since you asked, we're going to have a company called...
I didn't ask.
No, the audience says...
Oh.
Ubeam is going to be on the show. And this is people who are fed up with the high cost of cable TV. It's going to be an alternative. It uses the internet, and it's actually comprised of two products that work together. So they get free web content, and then they can watch it directly on TV. And this is a lot different than what's available now. Like with Apple TV or the Roku or the Google Chromecast and Google TV. So we're going to have the company's CEO. Darren Stabinsky is going to be here on the program
90
talking
seconds.
about Ubeam. And then, of course, in hour 2, more computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. So, again, thanks to all of you for being with us here tonight. And, again, of course, thanks to Mike Cermak sharing his Tesla experience, going out to the Tesla factory. 1 million square feet. That's a big factory. And of course, you can listen to any of those shows on our archives page at computeramerica.com. We have the iTunes archives, our video archives on our own YouTube channel. It's all there at computeramerica.com. Everything we do is on our website at computeramerica.com. So thanks again for being with us here tonight. We're certainly pleased that you're here with us, and hopefully you'll be with us here tomorrow night, too. So, Ben?
Yeah?
You staying up or going to bed?
Probably going to bed. It's pretty late.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you tomorrow night. So until tomorrow night, this is Craig Crossman, hoping that your hard disk never becomes floppy. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow night.
10 seconds.
You were muted.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Ben, stay on for a second. Good night, everybody.
Night.